day, Athens, and welcome to another Side to That Story podcast. I'm your host, Mara Zuniga. This podcast will address local topics from the sides of the community that are not being voiced by the local media or heard by the local government. Early voting is taking place right now until November 4th. Then you will vote on November 8th. Remember to vote yes on the homestead tax referendum, as it will save homeowners money.
The Homestead Exemption Act. This is an opportunity for people who own property, who have homes in Clarke County, to be able to have an increase in their pocketbooks. It's not a lot, but today every cent counts. That it says you can have a referendum, you can put on a ballot for the people to choose, do you want more money in your pocket? There's a yes or no vote coming down on our ballots on November 8th. This homestead exemption is going to put money in the pockets of people who are suffering, people whose property tax has gone up, and they've seen it. Their assessment goes up, so their property tax goes up, and those assessments are inflated in order to be able to receive more property tax.
I have updates on District 2. According to WGAU, a complaint has been filed with the State Elections Board alleging collusion on the part of Athens Mayor Kelly Gertz, former Athens Commissioner Parker, and current Commissioners Jesse Houle and Melissa Link. If you need some catching up on what's happening to our neighbors in District 2, please listen to the previous podcast where we welcome Dr. Allen, who informed us of the injustices and how we may help through signing a petition. District 2 will go unrepresented for 7 months, more or less?
There are actually 9,109 people in District 2 currently that have no representation. Our commissioner walked away from her seat, typically I think it was in August. It could be a little earlier. So those residents have no representation. They will get a new commissioner because of the district remapping in January. And so out of that 9,109, 25% of them will go over to the new District 2. And that is roughly 2,300 people that will continue with no representation. The only thing we're asking is that we have representation. It was evident that District 2 has no voice. The mayor has said that he would be the representative, that we could contact him and he would take care of constituent services. That has not happened.
I would like to invite the listeners to look at the last mayor and commissioner session where Commissioner Parker's seat was left empty. The mayor said he would represent District 2. However, he did not get up and take Parker's seat and leave the mayor pro temp in his seat. That clearly makes a statement. District 2 is experiencing taxation without representation, pretty much. This is something I am familiar with. I live in Winterville. I pay, where most people in Athens pay a 33 millage rate, I pay 36. The reason I pay 36 is because I am part of a zip code, which is Winterville. However, I cannot vote. I cannot vote for anyone in Winterville because I am not part of that little area where years back, a few people designated only those people can vote. And I took it up with the attorney there as to why was I even paying 36 when I cannot even vote for people in that area. They just told me it was the law. This is what District 2 is experiencing when their seat was left empty at the last mayor and commissioner session meeting. They were not at the table. So basically, they're not included. Please look up Inner East Athens, look for their petition, and please help them by signing. Your district may be next. Jumping into some good news, per Athens Banner Herald, a new program named Youth Force Innovative Hub by the Boys and Girls Club of Athens is geared to helping teenagers get employment and explore career paths. The important principles in trying to get a job, keeping it, growing within it, showing up on time, completing a job application correctly, interview skills. Once they are in the door, the employer can train them with actual technical skills. Field trips to companies, financial seminars, and job fairs. I think this is a wonderful program, and I invite everybody to look into it. This is important because we have approximately a 30% poverty rate in Athens. Getting young people to prepare for a future is to attack that rate. There is certain knowledge that need to be shared. Information is vital. and crucial to get people out of poverty. A lot of people lose their wealth also because you may know a certain part of building wealth, but then you don't know how to maintain that wealth. This is generational wealth. It's not just monetary. Generational wealth is also the knowledge that is handed down to you. My father has 7 kids. And when he retired, there just wasn't enough wealth to go around. And to a certain extent, he was feeling bad because he said, I just didn't give you guys what you should have gotten as wealth. But I said to my father, you gave me knowledge. When I worked with my father, I learned what it took to maintain a business. I saw the hard work that he put in there. I started working with my dad. I learned how to use a cash register. I learned how to deal with people when they came in and they wanted to pay for a bill. I went with my father when he spoke to bankers. I learned how to speak to bankers. He gave back to the community where he was doing his business. So I learned that it's important to be a business person, but to give back to the community. When I look back at a video of the Athens-Clarke County Unification Ceremony on January 14, 1991, the first mayor, Gwen Oluni, says the following.
I believe the citizens of this community have always been united in purpose. We all want open government that is responsible and responsive, planned growth that preserves our history and assures our quality of life, social programs that move people in need to independence, and affordable housing and jobs that will enrich the lives of all of our citizens.
This was 31 years ago. Can you imagine what 31 years are? In 2012, there was an article by GBPI, which stated that Athens-Clarke County had a poverty rate of 39.6. We are still talking about this. Time to look at what candidates stand for, what will bring people into work, out of poverty, a safer environment, sustainability of city finances. The stronger voices in the government don't seem to get that our taxes go into these funds, and the more you spend, the more you have to raise our taxes, which in turn create damaging results to the overall health of our local economy. Athens could be a model city. It's in a position to be. But instead, we're entranced by performative politics, optics, inner political cliques that go without accountability, hypocrisy in who the city finds ethical, and division throughout the town because we focus on things we put our foot down instead of the local unification that we can usually agree on. Political parties are not sports teams that we root for them regardless of the team members' behaviors. If you look at the people Athens has supported and idealized, they have done and currently doing wrong by the people. There are people that need basic things in town while our government chooses trails over them. Developers are heard by the local government over the communities they are targeting. Where the mayor and his political friends live do not seem to undergo the same problems as other areas do. You should hang on tightly to the things you believe in with conviction, but be open to understand why a person may disagree with you. Thank you again, and see you in 2 weeks when I hope to be discussing crime in Athens. Thank you to the listeners that made my first podcast a success. I have new subscribers.